What's up, it's Kathy, and I'm back with another process video, and this one is for the JustNick cut file shop, and I'm using some of her cut files as a mask, I guess. I was going to say stencil, but it's not technically a stencil. So it's a mask. It's called You Make My Heart Smile is the name of it, and it comes with a few different phrase cut files, and I cut out 3 of them, but I only ended up using 2. I just found that those ones fit the best. So I'm using Dilutions spray in just white to create a kind of fun title on one side. And then I'm using these photos of my husband and I, and my whole goal was to fill the other side with pattern paper, especially kind of older papers that I have been neglecting and stuff. And I originally make them kind of look like Polaroids, and then I realized they don't fit where I want them to fit quite right. So I do end up cutting it so that they're just square after a bit, but I do leave the white border around them. And I remember a while ago, and I think it was kind of when everyone started using Instagram, the filters were kind of different, and you had ones where you had like a black outline around your photos, or you could put that on your photos or something. You don't do that anymore, but anyway, so I went and put a black stripe around them to make them look kind of vintage and stuff. I just wanted that look for some reason. I don't know. I'm just getting kind of back into the way we used to scrap between like 2012 and 2014. So I remember a lot of people having photos like that, and a lot of these papers are older, and they're from either crepe paper or Maggie Holmes, which is crepe paper, but I mean her specifically design. And I am going to kind of mess around with how I'm going to lay these out, and I didn't quite do them the way that I originally wanted to, because I ended up overlapping them, and it turns out that's not how I actually wanted to do it, but it's fine. I'm going to cut little fishtails out of them to make little banners, and this would be something that would be really smart for me to, I don't know, get my sewing machine out and stitch on, but I didn't. Though that would work really much better if they didn't go all the way off to the edge, and so that they flipped up on both sides, but I didn't want them to do that. I wanted them to go technically all the way to the edge. I actually leave a little border on the top and the bottom. It's hard to see in the final photos though, because it's hard to get that perfect square shot. At least I find it is. So you can see there's a lot of time lapsing, and that's just because so much of this was repetitive. Cutting all the fishtails was repetitive. Gluing all the papers down and stuff like that was also repetitive. And I'm gonna time lapse again, because what I'm gonna do is flip up all the papers, and then I'm gonna stick little pop dots under all of them to keep them up and showing a little bit of dimension. I just kind of like that look, and I thought, well, I've got these older pop dots that were just kind of hanging around, and they got kind of dirty and stuff, so I might as well use them. So I'm gonna use them that way. Now, I don't really end up doing a whole lot in the way of embellishing on this, because there's so much going on already that I don't really feel the need to. I kind of wasn't sure how I was going to do it anyway. And so in the end, I don't really end up doing much. I use a few embellishments on it and pretty much leave the rest. I think it kind of speaks for itself, and it's got that huge title. So I wanted there to be a lightness on that side opposing, and it would have looked really cool with the photos on them as well, like on the pattern paper side, but I didn't really have anything going that I really liked going up on the top to be doing that. So if there was something, I think it could have worked with the pattern paper, with the photos being on the pattern paper side, and it would look cool. But I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do design-wise over on the left-hand side with the title. So, you know, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, well, I liked it that time, and maybe I'll try it a different way another time. So I'm kind of working on, yeah, see, I was trying to think of maybe doing like a like a grid or something like that, but I don't end up liking it. And then a bunch of the embellishments fall apart because they're older, and I guess maybe just the air conditions or whatever, like between maybe it being too cold or there too much moisture, the glues wasn't sticking well with them. So a bunch of them fell apart, but I did glue them back together, so that's fine. That was just a piece of little cut apart tag that was just in an embellishment pack that had a whole bunch of Maggie Holmes stuff in it. So as you can see, I'm just going to kind of plop the photos down, and I'm not going to worry about them being perfect or anything like that. This is supposed to be kind of like a fun, airy, simple layout. So I have to take it off because none of those were sticking anymore. It's supposed to all stay together, but it didn't. So I'm going to take them all apart, and then I'm going to glue them individually onto the background paper. So I really like the dark wood grain with this, and because it's kind of a neutral, it matched with all these other papers. So I was really happy. I've never used that bird one that was from Maggie Holmes and stuff like that, so I'm actually really happy to do it. And there were some arrows from that embellishment collection, which was, I think, Kiss Kiss from Crate Paper. So that's a few years old. I'm just going to stick the little arrows on, and I think I used the little frame and I cut it in two, and I put some of it tucked out underneath a bit and some up above one of the photos, and just thought it was kind of cute. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't really have to embellish this a whole lot. I just thought that was cute there. I don't know. It just gave a little something, but that's going to be about it for technically embellishing. I keep trying to think if I'm going to use those phrase vellums, but I don't really like them in the end. But I love these XOXO, so I'm going to use two of them, so XOXO, and I've been hoarding them, so I just thought that they looked really cute on this. So I'm just going to put them as a little embellishment on that paper, and that's my cat who decided to hit my camera, which was why I had to pause that. But I'm going to add some white dimensions or dilutions drops, and this worked out really well too, and I really like how it turned out. And that's the whole layout. It was really simple. I love the look of the masks. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.